Hello everyone, welcome back to the Namaste Experience. I'm so glad that I can join you with these simple videos to get things heading in the right direction. So why don't we do that now with our morning affirmation. Here we go. My soul has but one goal, to awaken to the truth that is forever true. My heart has but one desire, to remember the passion of infinite bliss. My mind has but one focus, to embrace the reality that is forever real. I choose to awaken now to the infinite love that is my source. I give everything to this love, just as it has given everything to me. I am awake now. So here's my question. How is everyone today?
Awake and ready.
How
Ready.
feels
Awake
everyone
and ready.
today?
Awake and ready.
Right?
Awake and
I
ready.
notice what you're saying right now. We say that every day. And there's a reason for that. As we know, Yogananda would ask those questions, and he would ask everyone to claim this reality. I am awake and I am ready right now. And do you realize that it doesn't really matter what I or what any of us really say? This beautiful affirmation that we share here every day. For example, my soul has but one goal, to awaken to the truth that is forever true. It's the claiming of that one goal. You know, ultimately, and this may be hard for us to get, it doesn't even matter what that one goal is, as long as there is only one goal. Now, in this opening prayer, we say that together in a couple of different ways. We also say, my heart has but one desire, to remember the passion of infinite bliss. And we also say, my mind has but one focus, to embrace the reality that is forever real. Those sound like three different things. They're really only one. It's your determination to seek after only one thing. And when you seek after the one, you realize that the one has always sought after you and has always claimed you, has always recognized you, has never lost sight of you. So it doesn't matter. I could be reading a recipe from a cookbook, but if I did that, and if we did that together with the same passion and the same dedication to the one, the experience would immediately follow. And maybe you're beginning to feel that welling up inside you right now. Just the recognition alone that this is true is all that we need to seek after that one. And of course, we have to give it away. This is how we realize it within ourselves. We can't give something to anyone unless it's within us. So my willingness, your willingness to celebrate my brothers and my sisters in their awakening, no matter where they seem to be in my mind, to celebrate that is to give that same gift to myself. Now I am truly celebrating who I am, the holy instant of my release, by seeing that same holy instant in you. This may be one of the highest and most challenging things that we are called to do, but it's so simple. All we need to do is to be willing to claim that, to see that in each other, to see as God sees. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back over to Sheila and to Vicky and whoever else wants to share, because we're always sharing, we're always giving this away, we're always expressing that which we know to be true. And it doesn't matter what words we use or if we use no words. Remember that wonderful quote from Francis when he said, our only job is to teach the gospel wherever we go, but only when necessary to use words. The words are symbols, but there is a reality, there is a force behind those words. And when we surrender into that force, what we sometimes call the current of that infinite river, when we surrender into that and trust it, don't forget to trust. When we trust that it knows what we could never know, that it will pull us effortlessly in the direction of wholeness, and then we're grateful. When we allow gratitude to fill us completely, to take us exactly where we've always been. This is how we know that we have finally received that which has forever received us. So let's give everything to this today. Don't hold back. Don't hold anything back. This is such a sacred time right now. That is why there's so many communities like Namaste Village that are coming together, because we know this is the moment. This is it. So let's celebrate that. Let's give it away. Let's keep stoking the fire in our own hearts so that there's only one thing that we want, the one thing that truly wants you. Have a great session.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone here at beautiful Namaste Village. Good morning, everyone on Zoom land. Welcome you all. So glad to be here. Yesterday I said this same thing, and today I'll say it again. James. You talking to me? How you like my Robert De Niro impressionism? Okay, I need work. But one goal, one desire, one focus, the one. Wow. And you made a point, James, it goes both ways. It recognizes us, it claims us, and we also recognize and claim it. Go both ways. And it seems to be a theme this week of celebrating our awakening and celebrating the awakening of each other. Have you noticed that theme? And he also makes another point, a good point once again, that we need to also give it away, and we can't give away what's not already here within ourselves. So celebrating that in each other, the awakening in ourselves and each other, seems to be the theme, and I just cherish that. So thank you so much for that introduction, James. So, how do I start? Let's see. You know how I love songs, and I get messages in songs, and so Tim and I listen to music in our little casita all the time. And last night we were listening to one song called What's Up, and it's by, let's see, wait a minute. No, it was sung by Dolly Parton. And I had never heard her sing this before, and just a couple of lines that really took me to where James's message is. So I'm thinking this morning, oh, that's certainly relevant. And she says something like, for years I've been trying to climb uphill, that hill of hope, toward a destination. It's like a destination, awakening. Is there a destination, or are we already there? In our different, wherever we need to be in our destination, wherever I'm looking, I'm already there. So, but in this song, she's singing, for years, I've gone up this mountain of hope in desperation for a destination. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's not in a destination. Maybe we need to recognize it's already here. We're already there. And she said, at night in bed, I cry to try to make sense of all this stuff that's in my head. All that stuff in our heads. And she says, oh, I pray. Oh, God, do I ever pray? And then she says, I go outside and I take a deep breath. And we can realize then we're already there. It doesn't have to be such a struggle as we make it out to be. Wherever I'm going. There's another song, Jason Mraz, Living in the Moment. Have you heard that? Yes. Living in the Moment. He says that he realizes, all this stuff that I worry about. No, living in the moment. And he says, what I realize, he says in the song, wherever I'm going, I realize I'm already home. We're already there. It doesn't have to be such a struggle. So then, I was taking notes while James was speaking. So if you see me up here scribbling, that's what I'm doing. And I was reminded of in Greek mythology, you like mythology? I love philosophy and mythology. And there's Sisyphus. Have you heard the story of Sisyphus? No. He defied the gods. He defied death a number of times. He escaped death. And he was a devious man. He was cunning, And so he was, because he defied death and he was devious and cunning and not a good man in his life, he was sentenced by the god Zeus to roll a big boulder up a mountain. And when he would get to the top, it never would go over the mountain, but it always would roll back downhill. And he was doomed for eternity to go back to the bottom of the hill and once again roll that boulder up the hill over and over and over again. Do you ever feel like you're trying to climb the hill with a boulder toward awakening? You know, and I was thinking, well, what if it's somebody else's boulder I'm trying to roll up the hill? It's enough to just roll our own, right? And then I'm thinking, what about, well, there's Albert Camus, you know, the writer, philosopher. He was called an existentialist, but he denied that. I'm not. And then he was called the absurdist, the absurdity of it all. The absurdity of Sisyphus rolling that stone up the hill. What the heck is the meaning in that? And then, okay, I thought of, what about when he's on his way down the hill? Do we need those times to rest, to re-energize, to meditate, to pray, to just be still, like today? Maybe we're walking back down the hill, taking that time to do our spiritual work. So there could be purpose in that even. Sometimes when we think we're not doing anything, we're just being, that's somehow bad or wrong. And I think we need those days as well. How about you? I need them. And I was talking to a beloved friend the other day, and I was talking about how, you know, sometimes we feel like we're in a valley. But when we're in the valley, we always know we're going to be up on the mountain. And when we're up on the mountain, we always know, okay, this is not going to last forever. This is in the human world. We're going to be down in the valley. So it's an illusion. This human world is changeable. It's not solid. It's just is not where it's at. So we know it's not going to be the same. So, and then it's like what it is, going up the mountain and down the mountain. We're always doing that. It's like the ebb and flow of this human existence. And maybe there's purpose in that. What do you think? And then I thought, well, Camus says, we got to imagine Sisyphus is actually happy. What? So Camus says that's absurd. It's all an illusion. There is no meaning in his rolling the stone up the hill except what we make it out to be. And we don't have to find meaning in it. We can get the meaning in just the serving or the accomplishing of the task. So sometimes when we're trying to keep the house clean, and that dust just keeps coming back, and we have to do it over and over, and brush our teeth, and wash our bodies, and, you know, it's like, really? What's the meaning in that? The accomplishment of the task, maybe. The serving of keeping the house clean for those around us and those we love, and to have a sense of order in our life and ease. So could it be just that? Yeah, keeping the salt shakers on the table. Sorry, couldn't. So Camus says we can embrace the absurdity of it and realize it may have no meaning other than what we assign to it. So how do we find joy in just our existence? Just find joy in the serving. Yeah. So that for me was a real eye-opener when I thought of that while James was talking. Sisyphus, yeah. Yeah, we got off track. And so another song by Kieran Kane and Kevin Welch. You may not have heard of them. It's called Just Like That. And in this song, they say, history lesson number 1, there's not a thing that can't be done. We think, no, there's no answer for this. I can't find an answer. There's just no answer for this challenge I'm having. He says, there's not a thing that can't be done. Rolling that stone up the hill. Keeping the house clean. He says, we've learned to crawl. We've learned to walk. We learned to fly planes like Kitty Hawk. That rhymes, right?
Yes.
We've learned to swing a golf club and hit a golf ball on the moon. But there's one thing we haven't learned, and that is to live as one. We're not doing a very good job of that, are we? Better and better, yeah. We can do better, though. But we are better than we used to be, aren't we? We need to recognize that. Thank you, whoever said that. Still, oh, okay. And in the end of that song, he suggests maybe we need to start with learning how to heal the hurt that's in each heart. If we want peace and to do better, maybe we need to start with healing the hurt within each heart. I could stand a little more of that. That would help me do better, I think. Oh, one more song. No, I'm going to wait till the end. It's a good one, though. Well, I'll tell you the name of it. It's called Hang On, Little Tomato. And it's by Pink Martini. So I'll just say one more line about that at the end. For now, I'm wondering what Vicki has to say.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Hang on, little tomato.
I want to hear what the little tomato has to say. First, I want to say this week has been so refreshing and fun for me, and I think for all of us. Sheila, you have really just stepped in with such a vibrancy and a sweetness that it has really filled all our hearts. I just wanted to let you know that, and thank you for your way. Your way has a grace and a sweetness about it, and an ease of being. So I want to thank you. And, you know, it reminded me and reminds me that we have, in the Course, they call it mighty companions. And some we've met and some we haven't, or most we haven't. But when we meet a mighty companion, as we've all met you this week, we got to be with you and feel you and open to how you're experiencing love and this whole business of awakening and all the rest of it. And it has been just so delightful.
You're going to make me cry.
Oh, no, Sheila, thank you. Really, because one of the gifts that we have is really appreciating each other. It's like appreciating each other doesn't take much. It just takes just receiving one another. And, you know, we talk a lot, or especially I did yesterday and the day before, about keeping our minds from wandering back into a storyline or thinking, and keeping it open for love. One of the best ways to keep it open for love is to appreciate each other. And it's not something we often don't have to say or make a declaration about, but when we can, it sure fills us up too, fills me up to appreciate you, doesn't it?
Goes both ways.
It does go both ways. And that you could step into Namaste and appreciate all the brothers there, which is quite remarkable, because you have brothers east and west. You know, you have some Buddhists and you have some Christians, you have Jews, and you have everybody from everywhere, and all with one purpose. And I guess the word is love, to let love rule us, guide us, direct us. Love does bring its own direction. Love is the absolute here and time that we can trust if we choose to. if we choose to. We can trust it because it is, whoops, I lost you. Hold on, let me get back. Okay, because it is the voice of our own spirit. It's the voice of our own awakening. It's what is happening right now if we pay attention to it. And why wouldn't we want to? Just like we pay attention to different songs and the lyrics hit us. And I want to thank Scott. That song brought me right back home to Boston. How could anyone think you were anything? How could anyone ever, what is it? How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? It was one of our theme songs in Boston. We sang almost every gathering. And isn't that what it's all about? Just seeing the beauty in one another. That's why we're all ready now. That's why there's no work to get anywhere, to be more ready. We're ready now if we simply just kind of shift into accepting and appreciating ourselves and each other. We are mighty companions. All of us are, whether we know it or not. And all it takes is one of us to know it in any relationship to bring it about for everyone. One voice singing a song of love in our heart, in our mind, in our soul, in what we do. One of us singing that entrains another to join them. It's that G-string theory. You know, it just becomes a frequency that we naturally are entrained to. So, but when we share a purpose, like we do in this room every day, on Zoom at Namaste, we share a purpose of healing our minds that we think we could be alone and separate from God, that we think we could be guilty for it all, not knowing the hows or the whens or figuring it out, but just the willingness. We have come together in a willingness to share that purpose, to realize our innocence and each other's innocence, and to trust that we are born of love and that we can trust what we are. We are love. And when we stop spinning and figuring out where to go, what to do, what to say, that love will be already expressing. All we had to do is slow down enough to hear it and allow it and welcome it. And one of the best ways is to see it in each other. And that's not a hard way. It's like, sometimes it's hard, you know, because sometimes we don't share a purpose. But when we do share a purpose together, especially a holy purpose, when we share a holy purpose, it's not so hard. It's just a blink away all the time. And that appreciation for companions that we walk side by side with, that we hold each other's hands, that it's not a big deal if we slip and fall. Yesterday, I want to thank the guys. Some guys texted me or called and said they were taking my 3-day challenge and they were going to spend 3 days using their mind to hold trust and love and not go back into a storyline and see how it works. So I thought, well, that's great. So of course, I'm all gung ho. And what happens last night? I get sick. It was like so typical, right? It's like, well, whatever we say, it's ourselves that are learning the lesson. So I got sick last night and I thought, oh my gosh, what have I got? I got a fever. I got to go to bed. I feel terrible. What? Oh, and I thought, how silly. It's just fear. It's fear. And, you know, it always slips in our back door or somewhere, but it's no big deal. And because you, Sheila, and James were using Celebrate yesterday, I took that as my word, as my centering prayer word. I said, I'll use Celebrate. And I did all day. I was sitting here in the living room and I just like that, like a veil came right over me and I got sick. And I just had like a fever and all chills and sick. And I said, okay, I got to celebrate being sick. What is going on? I don't know, but I certainly have to play the 3-day challenge out myself. I invite someone to do it with me. I've got to do it. And I had a few guys who at least told me they were doing it. So I said, okay, I just have to celebrate. So, and some of you know, I take to my bed when I'm in an ego spin, because that's the best way for me to stop, drop, and pray. So I did. I went to upstairs. I went and lied down, and I just was sick. And I said, I'll just love myself and take care of myself and just be gentle and just let it be okay and not give it a label, not say, oh, I'm sick, I'm not sick. I'm nothing. I'm right here, right now. And I'm going to turn my attention to love and to celebrate. So I said, okay, this is good. I got to figure out how to celebrate, feeling pretty rotten right now. But, well, I'm feeling, that's good. I'll lie here and let it be. I'll just lie here and let everything be. And let sickness, which is a way of spinning, it's a distraction. See, the thinking ego mind likes to take us on trips away from quiet, because in quiet, love flourishes like flowers bloom in the sun. It flourishes. And when we're distracted, we're kind of putting a shade over the flower of our soul, so it's not getting the sunlight. And I said, no, I'm not, at least I won't make it be a distraction. I'll let it be my focus. What a helpful tool this is. Just like if I had a brother come in my door and ask for help, I wouldn't label it. I would just say, what a great opportunity to celebrate love and a brother, a mighty companion, no matter what the story might seem to be. It doesn't matter. Only I have to be in recognition of the love that we share. I just have to hold that vision. And when we're alone, sometimes it's harder to hold that vision. But last night I did, so I went to bed. Okay, I'm celebrating. I'm just celebrating being. I'm celebrating being no matter what it's showing up as, and allow my body to do whatever it wants. I'll just celebrate the rest that I'm having. And I thank God I woke up like nothing happened, like it was gone. So I'm very grateful for that. But I also was realizing holding a word like celebration really has to come into that experience of being so grateful, of being grateful that nothing can get in the way, that it's time to it's like love is fulfilling itself when we're celebrating. It's not like we're clinging or trying to get there. We're recognizing we're already there. We're recognizing love is already fulfilling itself now in me, no matter what seems to be going on. And celebration is a way of resting in it, playing in it, of letting it guide us. So I'm doing that 3-day challenge, and I've been more aware of what to fill my mind with rather than, oh, I won't use thinking or spinning or going back into a story. What will I do with my mind? And like you said, Sheila, yesterday or yet today, music. Play music I love. I'll dance. It's all about keeping a pitch of love, a pitch of joy. Whatever it is we listen to or do. And as I was vacuuming, I vacuum every morning because I have a very hairy cat and his hair goes everywhere. And I was vacuuming and I was thinking, well, I'm just going to be with this vacuum and bless the room and bless Munchkin, my cat, for having so much hair, that he has so much that it goes everywhere. It's just wonderful. And celebrate that, because it can be very myth of Sisyphus, vacuuming every day, just like brushing our teeth every day, the same repetitive stuff. But when we do it with love, when we do it with, this is what I'm given to do. How simple. Let me do it with appreciation and love. So when we fill, or when I fill myself with that awareness of doing everything with lots of love, it becomes a happy game. It becomes fun. It's not so tedious. In fact, tedious seems to have disappeared. And then just making a home, making something comfortable, making everything full of love in whatever form is available. Sometimes it's vacuuming a rug or cooking a meal or sitting down in silence and letting love bloom in my mind. Whatever it is, if we can let it be so simple that it's our way of life, it's ordinary, then we don't have to worry so much about, oh, I won't do this. I won't let my mind go into a story or into solving problems or into thinking about something. I'm spending my mind enjoying the present moment. That's what shifting is. Let me enjoy what's already here. No matter where we are, we're already fully in love. And we are mighty companions. And it's true, some may appear ahead of us, behind us. None of that matters. All of that doesn't mean a thing. It only means how we've been looking at ourselves. All of us are already full of love. That's why we're always already ready. We're already full of love. We're ready to love whatever's in front of us, doing the dishes, washing the car, sharing a meal, making a phone call, answering a phone call, even getting sick, even if it's something we don't like. The willingness to do and to receive and to accept everything with the purpose of love is enough to keep our mind in that pitch of love. And that's really all we're asked to do. So I'm going to stop, Sheila, so you have enough time to tell us yourself. And I thank you all very much. Thank you.
Well, Vicky, if you like to celebrate, you need to come to Mexico because we celebrate everything here down on the plaza with music and dance and flags and yeah. And seriously, though, I don't know whether to take your illness as Sisyphus going up the mountain or coming down the mountain, slowing down, stop, drop, pray, as you said. You know, maybe your illness was to tell you you need to rest. So maybe you were coming down the mountain with that. But maybe you were, at first it sounds like you were fighting it, pushing up the mountain until you were able to get over the hump and just go celebrate, right?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I took some notes also while you were talking of things that were coming to me. We are mighty companions here at Namaste Village with you people on Zoom, and it's a holy purpose. We have a holy purpose together. Took those words to heart, Vicky, and you also used two words that I love. When we entrain ourselves to the frequency of love, we entrain and pull others in. That's a physics term, entrainment, and it's real. Yeah, and you talked, Vicky, about healing our minds. I really resonated with that too, about we need to heal what's in our hearts if we really want to move forward. So Scott, I wanted also to appreciate you for the two songs that you did. And one of them was one that I talked about yesterday, You Can Relax Now, and then her other one, How Can Anyone Ever Tell You You're Anything Less Than Beautiful. So thank you so much for taking that forward and doing that today for us. Wasn't it beautiful? Oh. So, hang on, little tomato. When there's darkness and when there's rain and confusion and when we're sad and blue and when there's no sparkle, just look inside. Look inside and you'll find it. And here's the thing. Hang on to the vine. What's the vine? Source? Divine. And that's what it says in the song, hang on to the divine. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, you too, huh? I heard that. So thank you all so much for being here with us today and blessing each one of you on a great day ahead.
Thank you all. I love you. See you tomorrow.